ton in between. So today's focus is focus. So we've talked a lot about this year, the spiritualist journey. Last semester was kind of setting up the journey, getting started with the journey. This semester, we've talked about some challenges that we'll experience on this journey. And so I thought it would be an appropriate way to conclude this series, because this is the last session where we will be speaking on this theme. Next week is all Kirtan, so it'll be a very lively event. So I thought a good way to conclude this would be to just emphasizing the importance and value of focus. So this specific area relates to something that one of the saints in this tradition, Srila Rupa Goswami, talked about as a large obstacle or challenge that we may experience on the spiritualist journey. The word is prajalpa, which loosely translated is unnecessary activity and unnecessary talking. Ooh. So, question on that. The word unnecessary features very prominently. How do we decide what's unnecessary? What is it? Okay. And then how do you find what is necessary?
The thing that deviates us from our focus.
Okay. Nice tie into the topic. So unnecessary. Something that deviates us from our focus. Examples.
Case of exam, we are supposed to be studying, that's our focus. And then something that deviates us can be something that we are interested, like the hobbies, something kind of that.
Okay. So interesting you use the word supposed to. And we'll look at that a little bit. But something, so you're talking about distractions while studying. So we say something that deviates from focus. What else might we consider as unnecessary? Like, how do we define what is unnecessary? So we're focused on something else is coming up. Are those always, so let's say I really want to do something and something else comes up. Is that something else always unnecessary? No. Examples. Okay, yeah, bodily needs. Okay, so do we want to refine this definition a little bit?
The priority is little higher than what is being like it's coming our way, then I think that should be given the first.
Okay. So the definition of unnecessary is shifting, can shift based on priority. Okay. So something that deviates from focus, provided it is less important. Can we agree with that refinement? Okay. Now, a logical question might be, if something is important to me, how could anything get in the way of me and that thing that I say is important?
Motivation.
Okay. Motivation. So meaning I'm lack of motivation. Okay. What else? Ooh, good one. Example? Okay.
Attributes of unnecessary tasks would be like it leaves you with less tasks before starting it and after. And it's like if you put like 10 units of energy in it, you'll get maybe 1 or 2 units of impact out of it. Because I'm kind of getting lost with the necessary and the
Could you maybe say what you said a different way?
like if something is unnecessary, I engage in that. If you're putting like 10 units of my effort in that, I get one back.
Ah, okay.
With the intent of something, with the intent of getting something back.
Yeah, and then just get
Or
tired.
productive and unproductive kind of.
Work reward ratio.
Ah, okay. Okay.
Get tired while doing it again and again.
Okay.
And also like moving me from what I should be doing.
Okay.
And that reward might not even be useful. Like it's like
Okay, so I'll just say effort reward ratio out of whack.
Something output of which does not contribute directly to our goals.
Yes. So, okay, so that's a refinement here. Does not contribute to the goal. Okay, does not contribute. Okay. So then it's apt that you said the last one. So then what is necessary? And a simple way to think about it is everything that this isn't. So it's things that work to support us in our focus, moving toward our goal. Now we're looking at it from the lens of the spiritualist journey, and we're talking about avoiding unnecessary activities or unnecessary talk. So if we understand this intellectually, how many of us can say that we consistently live by that understanding? When I set my mind to it, I'm like a horse with blinders. That's all I see. How many of us live that way? A little bit? Nice. Okay. Why? Because we talked a little bit about lack of motivation. Would anyone here describe themselves as insufficiently motivated?
No dopamine.
What's that?
Sometimes the influence of low dopamine level.
Low dopamine levels.
I don't understand that.
Chemical, the hormone in brain, dopamine.
Oh, okay.
Low dopamine levels.
Okay. Okay. So some people in this room don't feel sufficiently motivated. So then a question. If you don't feel sufficiently motivated, is that due to a lack of interest in the area of focus or goal?
a very broad.
Okay.
At that moment.
At that moment, okay. Depends.
There are other priorities in life which you feel like they are obstructing your, like a dearth of something is obstructing your ability to work on whatever thing you're working towards.
Okay.
And you will get distracted.
Okay.
Basically, we as a human are more inclined towards the instant rewards.
Okay, okay. So wired for instant rewards. Okay, and that'll get the flashy "you're a winner." Yeah, it's natural. It's even the nature of the soul to seek pleasure. I want to feel happy. Now, there's different grades of happiness that are described in the Bhagavad Gita. There's happiness, what's considered in the mode of ignorance, and the mode of passion, and the mode of goodness. And just a really quick detour. Happiness in the mode of ignorance is, it is miserable It feels miserable going through it, and it leaves the person miserable. But to the person in that condition, it might be, let's say, an escape. So let's think of intoxicants. There's happiness in the mode of passion. It feels good right away, but the next day might leave a sour taste in the mouth. And happiness in the mode of goodness is, it may seem like a chore in the beginning, but the happiness is derived in that long-term view. I am improving myself, like your decision to pursue higher education. Any satisfaction related to that could be considered happiness in the mode of goodness. It's a long-term investment for your betterment. So when we're talking about wired for rewards and that instant satisfaction, how many of us have gone doom scrolling? Okay, a few of us. Just constantly looking at things online. I know when I was in college, videos of cute kittens. Yeah, and how do you feel after that? Horrible. Wow.
Depends.
Guilty, depends. Okay.
Unproductive, yeah.
Unproductive. All right. How cute. Yeah, that's true. How cute were these kittens? Oh, why do you say horrible is a very strong word? Do you want to expand on this?
So the algorithm is like, my algorithm targets very specific things in my psyche, which leaves me very, I would say, desiring afterwards.
Okay.
It makes you feel hollow. And it shows you basically what you don't have. And then you feel bad.
Okay, so not only has, let's say, some focus from something else, because I think very few of us wake up in the morning and think, today I'm going to spend 3 hours on Instagram, right? Very few of us do.
So some people end up eventually doing that.
Yeah, it happens. It happens.
You do not decide, but you don't spend 3 hours on this.
Yeah. I set up, many phones have this feature of just tracking your different app usage and screen time. And the first time I tried it, I was shocked because I thought like, oh yeah, just casual, like looking like crazy. Okay, so wired for rewards. So when we say lack of motivation, there's a whole variety of reasons that are beneath that. So it could be that innate wiring of this body and the nature of the soul that we're pleasure seeking, and how we're choosing to find that pleasure may not actually be in our best interest. You're saying you feel horrible. Others, may just feel like guilty was another word I heard. But it's generally not good feelings, not a long-term value that we've added with the way we used our time. And so do we also then say that we are victims of external influence? Okay. Some nods. Who agrees with that? Okay. Does anyone disagree with that statement? Okay, I see one hand in the back. So for those that said, yes, we are victims of external influence, first of all, what can we do? It's just the way I'm wired. Blinders.
And willpower.
Willpower. Okay.
Choose to take what you want.
Choose to take what you want. That's still a variation of willpower. And have any of us tried to do that? How does it go?
Really hard, but it's rewarding.
Yes, it's really hard. So a little bit of a tangent. In high school, I have no idea why, but it just occurred to me when I was talking with my friends and interacting with my friends. It just hit me one day of, wow, a lot of the stuff we talk about and joke about is just totally useless. Let me go one day and see if I can enact the principle of Prajalpa. I had no idea that Prajalpa was a thing, this whole unnecessary talking idea. But I thought in high school, let me just try it. And I lasted a whole half of a day. It was really hard. And what I got from that is a sense of helplessness, because Like, that willpower wasn't enough to try and stick it out. I also had no higher reason or motivation to explore that idea further at the time. So for those of you that said we are helpless victims of the external influence, because we're just wired that way, there's a big asterisk to that. I'll pose a hypothetical scenario. If a 3-year-old comes up to you, or I'll say 4-year-old, because my son's 4, if he comes up to you and says, let's pretend to be, and you're studying for final exams, he comes up to you and says, let's pretend to be police officers and chase the bad guys. And let's do it all day. Because he can do it all day. What would you say to that?
I have an exam, I have to study.
Yeah.
We can
So-
play for some time, but I eventually have to get back to study.
Yes. And where I'm getting with that example is there's a certain amount of pleasure that I'm sure many of us can derive in playing a game with a 4-year-old. But we have a higher understanding, a higher awareness to curb that tendency of the external influence. And so it's not just a matter of I'm wired this way, let me power through it. It also becomes a matter of having a higher vision, a higher understanding, a higher purpose for your day, for how we're spending our time. It's a fairly common statement that no matter how much wealth we have, no matter how much of whatever opulence or good thing in life we have, you can't get time back that's already been used. And so when we have that awareness, when we have that clarity of focus, then it's not a matter of let me just power through it, let me put these blinders on. It's just acknowledgement. Okay, this is nice, thank you very much. This is what I value more. So it's being very clear and focused on our sense of values to be able to stick with that, that trajectory and make a clear distinction on what is necessary, what is unnecessary. Now, I have a kind of fun example, way to illustrate just how easy or hard this might be. So I need a volunteer. All right, come on down, you're the winner. And then I'll need 3 more volunteers. All right, come on down, whoever the 3 are. You're gonna get blindfolded. No, just the lucky winner. All right. You can't see, right?
Yes.
Okay. So the mind is described as either the best friend or the worst enemy of all of us. So we're going to see, I need 2 more people. Okay. Does everyone see this thing I'm holding in my hand? You're not gonna get hurt, don't worry. Provided you have good coaches. So I'm gonna put this here, and your job is to truthfully guide him to get that thing. Truthfully.
4 steps to the front.
Are truthfully in air quotes?
No, truthfully is
Okay.
truthfully is honest.
Okay.
4 steps to the front.
The front.
Forward. Turn left. Take 3 more steps.
Stop.
Right.
Right.
Take 2 steps. Reach your hand down.
Left hand.
Down. Further down. You found it.
Oh.
Yay! All right, now you're not done. You're not done. I need 3 more volunteers in addition to you 3.
The negative will come.
It's gonna be chaos.
By any chance, is anyone recording this?
I don't know.
You want me to record?
I need 3 volunteers.
Come.
Being recorded.
All right, we've got 1. Excellent. 2 more. We've got participation trophies at the end.
That's the reward.
Everyone speak at once.
Okay, one more. You look like one more. All right. Now, I need you to go over here, just follow me. Okay, now you stay there. Now, you. Your job is to be honest. Okay. Your job is to be dishonest.
Okay.
Honest was to be.
All right.
Go ahead, straight.
Turn back.
Straight, straight.
Go straight.
Turn back.
Go straight.
Yeah, turn back and straight. Turn back now.
Take 360-degree back.
Turn back and
Turn back 360 and walk straight.
After that.
Walk
Turn
straight.
back.
Walk straight.
Buddy, we are from LM.
Yeah, walk straight.
Turn back. Walk towards the voice.
Hold the table
Walk
and
towards
walk
the
straight.
voice.
Walk away.
Towards the voice.
Walk right.
Walk towards the voice.
Take
Take
right.
right.
Take right. Take right. Yeah. There's a table. Yeah. Take right again.
Walk
Take
towards
right.
the voice. Walk towards the voice.
Steps.
Walk
Walk back. Yeah. Take right. Take right.
4 steps to the
Go 2 step forward. 2 step forward.
It fell on the ground.
Walk towards the voice. Walk towards the voice.
Walk
Walk
towards the voice.
towards the voice. Walk
Yeah, walk
towards
straight.
the voice.
Walk
Towards the voice. Walk
Left.
towards the voice.
Straight.
Turn back.
Yeah, walk towards that.
All right. We're gonna be here all night, so. All right, you can take the blindfold off. Okay. So, question: how did you choose who to listen to?
He watched our website.
I know someone said that we are from LM.
Yeah, buddy.
You didn't listen to him.
So basically, what I thought is someone was telling go straight or go back.
Yeah.
So I was waiting for the next command
Uh-huh.
because after that, I thought that the person would be telling the truth. They will tell what to do next. But the person who's lying would just go for the same thing that do this.
Mhm. Okay.
Where was it exactly?
Oh, there. You had a knack for listening to the liars.
Yeah. Perpetual.
But, so, thank you, everybody. So this is such a playful but vivid example. Why this is so hard. Because we may tell ourselves, I'm focused, I know what to do, I know what my priorities are. But then there are all these influences telling us, go this way, go this way. Some of those influences are supportive, others are distracting. And so it's our responsibility to, in our own lives, as well as those around us, be a voice of going in that proper direction. And that's at the heart of this idea of prajalpa, or unnecessary talking. Now, we go back to the spiritualist journey, what is necessary, what is unnecessary. From a spiritual perspective, what is necessary is anything that further fuels that journey toward deepening our relationship with God, understanding ourselves, and living our lives in a way where we can act on that relationship. So a lot of this comes down to proper sadhana, or spiritual practice. So we get together, we talk about these higher topics, we remind each other, hey, we're on this journey together. There's chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra to solidify or fix ourselves further on this journey, minimizing those distractions. And so we can see, I think last week, Anirudh was talking about the finding your people was the topic. And so that becomes extremely, extremely important to keeping this focus. And not just from a perspective of supporting us, but also it's a community. We support others. We receive and we give. So there are many things that can easily distract the mind, that can fall in the category of unnecessary. Politics is always a hot button issue. But how many of us have argued with politics, have argued about politics with someone in the last week? Okay,
Not argue. Discussed.
Discussed, okay. Well, for those of you that argue or discuss, how many of us were speaking with the politician we were talking about? Will the politician ever find out we were talking about them and holding certain opinions? But it's a very real thing in the sense families divide, good lifelong friends divide over things like politics. When at the end of the day, there's I think we've talked about this in previous weeks. There's area of control, area of influence, and area of influence and concern. So when we're talking about things, I'll just there. Where there's control, there's things we have direct control over. For a politician, talking about politics and arguing about politics is very real and very pertinent. It's necessary. Or somebody that has a close relationship with somebody in the political sphere can exert influence. And then there's concern. It's something that I feel a strong connection with, but I have no either control or influence over it. So where I'm going with this is we can spend so much time arguing about things that are well outside of these two spheres. And for fear of coming across as fatalistic, I'll just put it this way, what does it matter? Or there's whole, like in grocery stores, you'll see like celebrity gossip magazines and all that kind of stuff, people talking about all these other people. What does it matter? How does that help make me a better person? How does that help me along this path? It doesn't. And so it's not just the idea of let me power through it, let me control my mind. It's also just having a healthy awareness of what am I here for and what should I be spending my time doing? How does it help me? So that's also where the strong element of sadhana or spiritual practice comes in. It helps us get the intelligence to discern what is supportive of my journey and what is not supportive. Accept what is favorable, reject that which is unfavorable. And so I'll just ask everyone to walk away with at least this thought and the idea of, for my area of focus, for where I want to be, what are the things that help me to get there? Because if we constantly allow ourselves to, let's say, succumb to a lower nature or a lower desire that takes us away, then 40 years have passed and we're wondering what happened. And with the idea of reincarnation in mind, we could say better luck next birth. But if we're already on this trajectory, why do anything to slow it down? So on that note, we'll conclude. Happy journeys to everybody. And I would like the kirtan. So if there's any questions or points of discussion.
This is a topic that I personally struggle with a lot. So I have a question with respect to focus. With lower nature and focus, how would you differentiate between passion and focus? Like with passion
motivation.
also, yeah, with passion also you can work.
Yes.
I'm not saying with respect to rewards itself, but you get said, oh, I'm very passionate about this. Like I like doing it. But there's also focus. And then you would think, okay, I'm not feeling focused. Maybe I'm not passionate about it. How do you differentiate between them?
So a lot of it comes down to motivation. Because somebody who's, let's say, not is working according to this is good for me, I have this longer term view, could also be really focused and dedicated and could be seen as passionate. So is it like, let me achieve it, let me do it, what's next, what's next, what's next? Or it could be something more like, this is the long-term vision, this is the plan, let me take systematic steps in that direction. So a symptom of goodness is regulation. So just very methodical, very deliberate steps forward. We'll think of,
For example, that comes to my mind that I can relate to that, like differentiate between those two, like someone can ask you to dig a hole. But it's not something that you are passionate about, like, but you will do it with focus to get to the job done. Like,
Hmm.
get the job done.
yeah, it could be. It could be. And ultimately, what's the purpose? If I say I want to do this to get a reward, or I want to do it because I know that there's some higher intrinsic value or extrinsic value, or the highest, the spiritual platform is, this is my service. And so it doesn't become a matter of what's in it for me, it becomes a matter of, this is an offering of love, which is a totally different platform and the greatest motivator of all.
What I think is, passion and focus can be the subset of each other. It only depends on how you look at it and at what time do you look at it. Let's say, for instance, you have a goal and you intend to focus towards that goal, you drive passion. And as you're passionate, focus follows through as well. So what I'm saying is, it goes hand in hand.
It could.
But yeah,
I'm just arguing that passion is, that focus is not the exclusive domain of passion.
Interconnect, yes.
Another question, like follow-up to yours. Is it necessary to have a long-term view in order to build that regulation and focus? Or can you build it without having a long-term, like, I need to have this in X, Y, Z time?
Long-term is essential because, so we called this semester the spiritualist journey. If we called it the spiritualist step, okay, now what? So having an idea of where you want to go gives a clear idea of, are these small steps taking me closer or taking me away from that? It gives direction and purpose.
But how would you know, like, where exactly to go? Life is very uncertain and unexpected.
Yes.
Like, I cannot say like my example, like few years back, I was pursuing mechanical engineering. Now I'm doing CS. He was masters in architecture. So it's very unpredictable in many manners. So how can one with full confidence say, okay, this is the thing I will be there that time? You don't know that.
So would you say, though, that my purpose in life is to be a mechanical engineer or a computer scientist or an architect? Would you say that is my purpose in life?
That is not the goal.
Hmm.
That would be good.
Hmm.
So I did get that point towards, if it's towards service, then I do feel okay, it's motivated. Like I feel like that's a better long-term goal. But if I would just say, okay, I want to be XYZ engineer or something, I feel like I don't even know. Like I can't fix that.
So goal and purpose, let's separate those two ideas. Because goal, yes, you can take steps, and it's very reasonable to say my goal is to be a mechanical engineer, or my goal is to get a CS master's, or whatever it might be, and take steps to it. But purpose is higher than those kinds of goals. And so one of the main points of even having these sessions every Friday is to serve as a reminder for all of us that these goals in life do not equal purpose. And that just like we take steps to achieve certain goals, we also need to take steps to align our lives with that purpose. Does that?
Yeah, like I feel like focus is more towards purpose and passion is more towards goal. Somewhat kind of I'm getting that feeling. Because
That can be
passion
a
has
tricky
some sort
area.
of reward associated with it.
Passion in the sense of like, let's go out and do it. Yes, passion is the domain of material in that sense. Because spiritual is something beyond, let me achieve it. Because there's two forces working. There's our individual effort, but then there's also descending mercy, grace that comes. It's not something I can achieve on my own. Like willpower, it's gonna fall short. And when we're talking about forming or reestablishing a relationship with God, what's my willpower compared to? The relationship goes on his terms, not mine.
So better the focus, better is the productivity as well, right? Like it would be a short-term goal or a long-term goal. And we have a good focus, then the productivity also will be like it will be.
Yeah, it's much clearer in that sense of, I put this in, I likely will get an output. Of course, there's still lots of things, even in this, let's say, everyday sphere that are outside my control. But the rules are a little bit more transactional compared to when we're talking about the realm of relationships, the realm of love, the realm of service. Then the transactional piece leaves the equation. Okay, Kirtan. Thank you so much, everybody. Awesome. Okay, we have a special treat of a debut of
Not debut.
well, debut for VBS.
Debut for you.
Yeah. Oh, you were saying last week?
But he is already-
Yeah, a week before, I think we both were like.
He's also.
Oh, wow.
Anyone else want to join us?
We all will join you.
Oh, nice. Wow.
Everybody.
So thank you all for coming tonight, and now we'll have Prasadam. Are there any announcements? All right. I think next week will be our final VBS session for the semester. It'll be 1 hour kirtan night to kind of, help us relax, get into the mood of, doing exams and just be a good stress buster. So please come on out next week and call your friends as well. It'll be fun. You can hear more of these guys. So yeah, if you can have a few volunteers to serve prasadam, that would be great. Just about four or five students. Thank you.